Our next live English session will be with Dr. Taylor Rush from Cleveland Clinic on February 12th. PD Health at Home is presented by the Light of Day Foundation, whose generosity has made this programming possible. The Parkinson's Foundation provides weekly education and wellness programs virtually through our PD Health at Home series that includes our sessions Mindfulness Mondays, Wellness Wednesdays, and Fitness Fridays. As a reminder, all programs are held at the same time, and you can learn more and register for these programs by visiting parkinson.org/pdhealth. This week's Wellness Wednesday, we're offering a Parkinson's 101. This will be a basic overview of Parkinson's disease. If you have a new friend with Parkinson's, a family member, if your loved one has Parkinson's disease, or perhaps you're connected in a support group and there's a new member there, feel free to share this information with them on February 7th, Parkinson's 101. Great. And now I will pass it over to Nico. Nico, thanks for being here.
I am delighted to be here. So I haven't been here in a couple of months, but my wife, Devin, and I are regulars Mindfulness Monday. We love Mindfulness Monday. I wanted to welcome a couple of people who said they were new. So welcome Mary, welcome Nancy, and maybe the Hero Award goes to, who was it in Australia that it's 5 o'clock in the morning? Somebody said that. I lost it in my chat now. Philip. Welcome to Philip, who gets the Hero Award for joining us 5 o'clock in the morning. I am in Ashland, Oregon, which is in Southern Oregon on the California border. We had a rainy evening. Now it's a gray day, and I'm in a van. So I don't know how many of you have heard about hashtag van life, but my wife and I literally live full-time in a van and in many of our friends' houses. So, and at many meditation retreat centers. But we travel around in this van, we live in this van, and that's why it looks like I'm in a van right now. So why don't we do a short mindfulness meditation to start? This just about 2 minutes. So you could just maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze. Maybe take one deep breath. And just bring a warm awareness to the sensations of the breath moving into your body and moving out of your body. Just letting the breath be and letting awareness know your breath. Okay, if your eyes are closed, you could open your eyes. So what we just did, that's mindfulness, right? Just that 1 minute, that 2 minutes. You don't even have to close your eyes necessarily. Just that bringing awareness to your breath or to your body. Last week, I think, last week you did the 5 senses. Just bringing awareness to your experience. That's what we call mindfulness. So a classic definition that comes to us from Jon Kabat-Zinn, who created something called MBSR, mindfulness-based stress reduction. His definition, which I like a lot, he says, mindfulness is paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, non-judgmentally. So that's what we just did just now, paying attention in a particular way. On purpose, we directed our attention to the breath, right? That's the on purpose. We were in the present moment. We were feeling the breath as it is right now, not as our breath was yesterday, not as our breath might be tomorrow, but this breath in this moment. We're in the present moment. And there's a kind of caring in mindfulness. We call it non-judgmental. We could also call it caring. There's this warmth of awareness that we bring to our experience. And so when we do this, now there's God knows how many studies on this. More than 10,000 studies have been done on mindfulness. Lots of good things happen. Just to name a few things that can happen when we develop this quality of mindfulness, when we become skilled in this quality of mindfulness, it helps manage stress, right? So when we develop our mindfulness, when we develop our present moment awareness, our stress levels go down. Our experience of stress goes down. Actually, our biomarkers like cortisol, those levels go down. When we develop mindfulness day by day over time, our sleep improves. Our ability to direct our attention where we want it to go, that improves too. Our anxiety levels can come down. Our blood pressure can come down. It improves our ability to regulate emotions, in other words, to deal with our emotions. And it increases our ability to be with chronic pain in a non-reactive way. Now that sounds like a long list, but that's not even close to the list of all of the research-based benefits of mindfulness. And it's amazing to me that something so simple, what is it? It's just being present on purpose, non-judgmentally. Something so simple could do all those things. It could be that powerful. And so then we have to ask ourselves, okay, well, how do we develop this quality, right? We just did it for 1 minute. It's very simple, but it's not easy, right? Simple, but not easy. Because in order to have all those benefits, what we need to do is we need to integrate it into all of the moments of our lives. That is what is important. And we do that in two ways, what we call formal mindfulness practice and then informal mindfulness practice. So what we just did for 1 minute, that was formal mindfulness practice. And we're going to do a little bit more of that in a minute here. Formal mindfulness practice is when like you get into a meditation posture and maybe you close your eyes, right? And you bring your attention into your body. You feel your breath and you stay still for a minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then, of course, if you do that for more than a minute, your mind wanders away, right? Anybody ever have this experience? You sit in mindfulness for more than a minute, your mind wanders away. Whoa, you're thinking about your garden, or you're thinking about your grandkids, or you're thinking about your to-do list, right? And then you say, oh, okay, mine is wandering. I'm going to come back. And the formal meditation practice, the formal mindfulness practice, is when you sit pretty still, maybe in a chair, and you just come back again and again. Come back again. And each time you come back with like almost joy. Oh, I'm back. My mind was wandering, but now I'm back. So I'm going to feel my breath again. I'm going to feel my breath again, touching in with awareness. So that being still, that having your eyes closed, that mind wandering, bringing it back, mind wandering, bringing it back, that is what we call formal mindfulness practice. That's like the building blocks. That's what it's like when you go to the gym and you start like lifting weights and things. That's like the foundation for all the rest of your day, which is called informal mindfulness practice. Now, informal mindfulness practice is I'm doing the dishes. I'm somebody who happens to love doing dishes. I don't know what it is about me. I love doing dishes. I know I love warm water and soap and the feeling of easy accomplishment. You know, there's something about doing dishes I will always do if you invite me over to your house for a party, I will be in the kitchen doing the dishes. I'm also very introverted, so it's very helpful for me to have something to do. So I love doing dishes. I love the feeling of the soap, my hands, the warm water, the sponge. When I bring awareness to that process of doing dishes, that's informal mindfulness. When I'm walking the dog, I don't have a dog. I'd love to have a dog, but living in a van, it makes it hard. But when you're walking the dog and you can feel your feet on the ground, you can hear the sounds, you can see the sights, and you know that you're hearing and you know that you're seeing. That's informal mindfulness. When you're having a conversation with a friend and you're really listening to what they're saying, and you're really feeling yourself in the seat, in your chair, that is in everything that you're doing throughout your days becomes mindfulness just through the simple act of being aware on purpose in the present moment with warmth, non-judgmentally. And so we begin to carry this awareness through our days. We do the formal meditation practice, the formal mindfulness practice. That kind of builds the muscle. And then all through the day, we come back again and we come back again. And it, for me, I'll say for myself, this leads to a kind of contentment. Like I'm not needing that much. There's just this presence that feels good. So through the combination of the formal meditation practice, the formal mindfulness practice, and through the informal mindfulness practice, we build this continuity of awareness. And that continuity of awareness, that is what leads to less stress, better sleep, better attention, less anxiety, lower blood pressure, easier to deal with emotions, chronic pain management. All of those things come from this combination of formal meditation, mindfulness, informal meditation, mindfulness. Yeah. Does that make sense? Should we just do it? I mean, talking about it is one thing, but it's always so much better to just do it. Maybe we'll do a 10-minute meditation, maybe 8 minutes, and we'll leave a little more than 5 minutes for questions. So you might find a comfortable posture. Yeah, it's nice to feel a little bit upright in your body. Brings a sense of alertness and wakefulness to the body. But most important is to feel relaxed. So you might close your eyes. And if it's comfortable for you, you could take a couple of deeper breaths. And once you've taken those deeper breaths, just allow the breath to be as it is. The breath doesn't need to be anything special. The breath can simply have the rhythm that it has. And then we'll bring a warm awareness, a kind attention to this feeling of the breath, feeling the breath move into the body, feeling the breath move out of the body. And it's helpful sometimes to pick a spot, what we call an anchor, a place on the body where you can feel your breath. Some people like the nose, can feel the breath in your nose. Maybe just take a moment to see if you like that. Do you like feeling the breath come into your nose, go out of your nose? And other people like feeling the breath moving in and out of their chest. They like the sense of their lungs expanding and relaxing. So you could bring awareness to your chest. Maybe that feels good to you to feel the breath moving in and out of the body in the chest. And finally, others like to feel the sensations of the breath in the belly, the rise of the belly and the fall of the belly. You might bring your awareness, warm awareness, a kind attention to your belly and feel the sensations of the breath moving into the body, moving out. And we'll spend a couple of minutes in silence here. You might just choose an anchor, the nose, the chest, or the belly, and just keep coming back. It's like a coming home, arriving again and again, feeling the sensations of the breath. And each time the mind wanders, and of course, the mind will wander into thinking, planning, remembering. Each time you notice, then with a lot of warmth, just come back. Just come back to the breath. And now we'll take a couple of deeper breaths again, if that's comfortable for you. You could open your eyes if they were closed, look around, maybe do a little stretch, a little twist of the body, whatever feels good to you. If you can roll your shoulders, you might roll your shoulders. Whatever is good in your body. I should say whatever is good in your body in this moment, because our bodies are constantly changing. Good. Yeah, so that was about an 8-minute mindfulness meditation. And uh, I said something about an anchor. So let me just very quickly say what I mean by an anchor. An anchor is where we put our attention. So if you imagine you're on a boat and you want to stay still, you drop an anchor, right? Now, the boat is still going to be in the tides and the currents. It's still going to be moving around. It's not going to be rigid. It's not going to be stuck still, but it's going to be anchored, right? It's going to be basically in one place. And that's what an anchor is for our attention in mindfulness. Of course, there's going to be thoughts, there's going to be images, there's going to be memories, there's all kinds of things going on, physical sensations all over, but we're just going to come back again and again to a single kind of sensation. That's the anchor. So the anchor this time was the breath in the nose, or it was the breath in the chest, or it was the breath in the belly. The anchor can also be hearing. The anchor could be seeing. It could be tasting, smelling. The anchor could also be certain phrases, affirmations, things like that. So many of you here, we have a wide variety of people in the room today. Many of you are sort of mindfulness veterans. You know a lot about this stuff. And then some of you are maybe just coming into this world. And I'd love to hear, how was that for you? And do you have any questions? We have one question that already came in through the chat. It was direct message to me. It says, would you agree that over time, one is always in a state of awareness? I would agree that the ideal is that over time, we are more and more in a state of awareness, and that does happen for us. Always, I aspire to that. I aspire to always be in a state of awareness. I'm working on it. Let's see. Babs from Brookings. Babs, I remember Babs as a regular here. Refocusing the anchor was like a symphony when I used all three together, back and forth between them. Such a great sense of sensation. I love that. Like a symphony, feeling the nose, feeling the chest, feeling the belly, maybe then the chest again, then the belly, then the nose. Very good. And this is part of what can happen when we become really aware. The most ordinary experience in the world, which is that we are breathing, becomes like art. It becomes like a deep kind of satisfaction sometimes. Yeah, very good question here from Linda. How do you use this process with chronic pain when you have it while you are doing this? So I emphasized the pleasant aspect of mindfulness so far today, but there's also the fact that when we do mindfulness, we inevitably meet what's called the unpleasant sensations. And that's not a problem. That's actually part of the process. And for those of us who have chronic pain, I'm actually somebody who has chronic pain in my neck and my shoulders. Part of mindfulness practice is going to be meeting chronic pain, unpleasant sensation. So one way to work with this is that you touch your awareness, again, a warm awareness, a friendliness. You touch that friendliness into the pain. So for me, it's in my neck, right? I touch my awareness into the feeling of unpleasant sensation in my neck. And then I intentionally touch my awareness in somewhere else that feels okay, neutral or good. So my feet usually don't hurt. So I could touch into my feet and really get interested, really, really get interested. What does it feel like in my feet right now? My feet are warm. My feet, I can feel the fabric of my socks in my feet. Or you could use if you have unpleasant in your feet, you could use your hands or you could use your belly, some part of you that's feeling okay. And you get very, 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 very interested in that part of you that's feeling okay. Then you go back to the part of you that's unpleasant, where you're feeling difficulty, and you touch into that for as long as it feels okay for you. Then again, you go to something else that's pleasant. It might be a sound. It might be seeing, looking at a plant, something nourishing, nurturing. And you go back and forth between what is difficult and what is nurturing. And this is a really good way to work with chronic pain. So other questions here. Can I do it in 1 minute? I am long-winded. Distraction is occurring. A tree is being cut down next door. Beautiful. Oh, I'd love to tell you a story, but I don't have time. I liked formal mindfulness as a habit for informal mindfulness throughout the day. Yeah, great. Our formal mindfulness, which is what we've been focusing on today, that coming back to the anchor of the nose or the chest or the belly, that is what builds the habit that allows us to do informal mindfulness throughout the day. And the informal mindfulness throughout the day then makes that formal mindfulness easier when we sit down to do it. So they're mutually reinforcing. If I go to sleep during mindfulness, is that okay? Or do we want to always stay alert? I say sleep. If you need a nap, take a nap. You can always do more mindfulness when you wake up. And that is what I have time for today. So it is wonderful to be here with all of you. I think next month is my beloved wife, Devin, who will be with you. And I think the month after that, I'll be back. But I always look forward to these Mindfulness Mondays with the Parkinson's Foundation. It's really fun. So take good care.
Thanks so much, Nico, for sharing your time and wisdom with us today. And it's always fun to come back to the basics of anything that we're practicing to remind us of the simplicity of it. It may be simple, but it's not easy. So thank you for that reminder. And so many thanks and feelings of gratitude for all of you who continue to show up and devote space to connect in community together in this mindful way. I'm so grateful for all of you. That's all we have time for today. So please re-register for 2024 Mindfulness Monday sessions, and we will see you next Monday. Until then, may you be well, may you be wild, and may you be present.